I just need space. That's all my wife said. No explanation, no heartfelt talk. Just those 3 cold, clipped words. At first, I was stunned. Was she overwhelmed? Did she need time to think things through? Had I done something wrong without realizing it? But instead of begging for answers or pressing her for clarity, I did something she never saw coming. I gave her exactly what she asked for. I backed off. I stopped calling, stopped texting, and didn't ask how she was doing. I respected her wish and completely stepped away. That's when things took a strange turn. She started to unravel. Suddenly, my phone was lighting up with her messages. Non-stop texts asking where I was, who I was with, and why I was being so cold. But it was already too late. By the time she figured out she wanted me back, I had already emotionally let go. We had once been incredibly close, true partners in every way. We shared everything, laughed often, finished each other's thoughts. We weren't just married, we were best friends. But somewhere along the way, something shifted. She began coming home later than usual. Her attention was always buried in her phone, and she'd smile at messages she wouldn't let me see. The small, meaningful gestures, those little kisses, holding hands, the playful teasing, all started to disappear. At first, I tried to rationalize it. Maybe she was just stressed from work. Maybe it was a phase. But deep down, a sinking feeling told me something wasn't right. Then one evening, out of nowhere, she turned to me and said those 4 words that changed everything. I just need space. I sat there stunned. Space? From me? We were married. Why would she need space from the one person who had stood beside her through everything? I asked her why. She exhaled and said, I don't know. I just need some time to figure things out. And just like that, she distanced herself. So I did the only thing I could do. I gave her what she asked for. That's when the cracks began to show. At first, I honored her request. I didn't initiate any conversations. I didn't ask where she was going or when she'd be back. I pulled back completely. And for a while, it seemed to please her. She started going out more. When she said she needed time alone, she'd put on makeup and nice clothes. Her phone was always in her hand, and whoever she was texting clearly made her smile in ways I hadn't seen in months. The more I faded from her daily life, the more alive she appeared. But then things started shifting again. Instead of enjoying the space she demanded, she began acting strangely. She'd randomly check in on me. What are you doing? She'd ask over text. Where are you? Sometimes she'd grow irritated if I didn't respond fast enough, even though she was the one who asked for distance in the first place. I remember the exact moment everything came into focus. She came home late. Nothing new there. I was lounging on the couch, reading a book, not waiting up for her, not asking questions. Just living my life. She walked in, paused, and asked, You didn't call me today? I looked up and calmly replied, You said you needed space, remember? For the first time, I saw it, real worry in her eyes. In that moment, she realized I wasn't chasing her anymore. I was giving her exactly what she asked for, and that frightened her. The more space I gave, the more anxious she became. She started coming home earlier, asking me how my day was, what I'd done. She seemed suddenly invested in my routine, like she was scrambling to reclaim something she thought would always be there. But I wasn't playing along. I stayed calm. I stayed distant. Exactly the way she said she wanted. And that's when her anxiety turned into desperation. One night, as I was getting ready to go out, she stood in the doorway watching me. Where are you going? She asked. Out, I said simply, not offering any more detail. Her eyes narrowed. With who? I shrugged. Why does it matter? You wanted space, remember? She was quiet for a moment. Then she swallowed and said quietly, I didn't think you'd actually pull away like this. And there it was, laid bare. She never truly wanted space. She wanted control. She wanted to do whatever she was doing behind my back without fear of losing me. She expected me to stay put, waiting, loyal, available, for whenever she decided to return. But now, she could feel me slipping away. And that terrified her. With each passing day, her panic grew stronger. The farther I drifted, the more frantic she became. Out of nowhere, she wanted to reconnect. She wanted time together again. Suddenly, our relationship mattered to her, but only now, when I had already discovered the truth she'd been hiding. It happened one evening while she was in the shower. Her phone lit up on the dresser. I wasn't snooping, not digging for dirt. But a glance, just one look, was all it took for the truth to hit me like a punch to the chest. A name I didn't recognize. The message, "I miss you. When can I see you again?" My jaw clenched. My fists tightened. But I didn't lose control. I didn't lash out or accuse her. Because right then, everything made sense. She hadn't needed space to think. She needed room to entertain someone else. And now that things had apparently gone wrong with him, she wanted to come running back. But she didn't realize I was already gone. That night, I stayed quiet. I didn't mention the message. I didn't ask questions. I didn't let her see even a flicker of what I knew. That silence? It rattled her more than any angry outburst ever could. Over the next few days, she ramped up her efforts to pull me back in. Sweet texts. Gentle touches. Sudden affection. She started acting like the woman I used to know. Even suggested a weekend getaway, something she hadn't shown interest in for months. I played along. I watched. She was trying to rebuild a house she'd already burned to the ground. Then, one night, the mask slipped. I was sitting on the couch, scrolling through my phone when she sat beside me. Her fingers fidgeted nervously in her lap before she whispered, "I don't want space anymore." I looked up, calm and unreadable. "Oh yeah? What changed?" Her voice trembled. Her eyes brimmed with tears. She already knew the answer, knew that she'd waited too long. "I messed up," she admitted. "I was lost. I didn't know what I wanted. But now I do. I want you." I let her words hang in the silence between us. Then I met her eyes and said the sentence that crushed her world. "I don't want you anymore." Her mouth parted. Her face went pale. "What?" she stammered. "You don't mean that. We can work through this." I slowly shook my head. "No, we can't." Panic surged in her expression. "But I love you," she pleaded. "I just got confused. Please don't do this." I stood up, calm and resolved. "I'm not the one who did this. You are." And then I walked away. She stayed there, frozen, mouth slightly open as if the right words might stop me. But for the first time, her voice had no power. I didn't glance back. I didn't pause. I walked to the door, picked up my keys, and stepped out. That's when I heard her voice behind me, raw and panicked. "Wait," she cried. "Please, can we talk?" But there was nothing left to say. She'd made her choice. And now she had to live with it. Her sobs echoed behind me, but I kept walking, because for the first time in years, I felt truly free. She remained in that house, trapped in a moment she couldn't reverse. She would call. She would text. She'd try to piece together what she had broken beyond repair. But I wouldn't respond. Because I'd come to understand something deeper than betrayal. She never needed space. She wanted options. She wanted to explore her desires while knowing I'd still be there if it all fell apart. She thought she could go, then return as if nothing had changed. But everything had. By the time she realized what she had lost, I had already let her go. And now, the one truth she would carry for the rest of her life, the one that would haunt her endlessly, was this. She lost me. And this time, there would be no second chance. The silence that surrounds me now isn't emptiness, it's the foundation of a new beginning. No more late-night panic texts, no more secretive smirks, no more one-sided love dressed as convenience. I'm rebuilding, quietly, steadily, with honesty and dignity. This new freedom isn't revenge. It's redemption. A slow, steady reclaiming of who I am. And as I move forward, leaving the wreckage behind, I hold tight to what I've learned. Sometimes, the strongest act of self-respect is walking away the moment someone reveals who they truly are. Final message. If someone asks for space, give it to them. Completely. And when they finally realize what they let go of, let them drown in the weight of their regret. The end.